What's up, everyone? How's it going? In this game, spawning in the southeast of Dry Arabia, we have Avely as our RUS player. Up here in the northwest, we have SAS as our red Japanese. I had to double check, so I looked through all my videos, and this is actually the first Japanese versus RUS game. I do not have any other Japanese versus RUS. This is literally the only one. So before I cast games, what I try to do is, first thing I look at is who's playing. Have I casted these guys before? Yes or no? Because I want to try to showcase players that I personally haven't seen on other channels, just to showcase different play styles. Because generally speaking, once you start getting into like the top 50, like the top 25, top 50, even like the top 100, there's a lot more standard play, right? In the top 200, it's a little bit more mixed, where you might get some standard, you might get some, you know, unorthodox. Once you hit the like top 300, which is essentially all of Conqueror 3, you will get a heavy mix of standard and unorthodox. So I try my best depending on who's playing. SAS is amazing. I've been following him since StarCraft 2. He's an extremely good player. I know he plays a little standard, but he can throw in some very, very unorthodox play as well. The second criteria I look at before I cast a game is, have I cast these civilizations yet? When I looked at this one, I honestly couldn't think of a single game that I casted that was Japanese versus RUS. So I actually had to go back into my channel and see if I have. And no, I have not. I've only casted 6. Like, I'm actually looking at it right now. I've only casted 6 RUS games in total. So I'm gonna try to actually cast more RUS now that I know that it's one of my least casted, aside from Abbasid. Actually, you know what? Let's just alt tab really quick and I'm gonna look that up. Abbasid. Yeah, so I have 7 total games as for Abbasid, 6 for RUS, and I think 2 or 3 of them might be, yeah, and 2 of them are doubles basically. So it's 2 of them are RUS versus the Byzantine. So I am gonna try to put a couple more RUS out there. People need to play them though, and hopefully, yeah, I could get a few more, throw up 3 or 4 more. I really want to get some more Abbasid games out there. I know there's a few massive Abbasid fanboys out there, so gonna try to give you guys a couple more games, but I can only give you guys what they play. So, you know, don't hate me for it. Meanwhile, back over here, we do have the Kura storehouse, 4 villagers building that up for SAS. And then we, of course, have the Kremlin for Avely. He is going to be securing his gold with that. Yeah, it wouldn't really be worth it to secure his stone, because he could just build a wall if necessary. I don't think he's going to be going for the second TC, though. Let me see, what is he currently sitting at? He has 7 on wood. He might be going for the second TC. Yep, as I say that, he does send a villager out. Perfect, perfect. Building another house. And for SAS, we might be seeing a very fast, well, not very fast. We might be seeing a pretty fast castle though. The reason I say it's not going to be a very fast castle is because Japanese doesn't really have a way to match other people's fast castles. Like, the fastest Japanese fast castle is like 9 minutes, and that's it. Compared to other people's fast, like, hell, if we compare it to the Zushi, nobody is as fast as the Zushi Legacy. They're hitting 2 TC fast castle at 5 minutes 30 seconds, 5 minutes 15 seconds, something like that. Yeah, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. But anyways, I hate this so much. And then we just have a little villager. We have a little scout parked out over here, scouting out that it is going to be a 2cc play for our RUS. Wait. Oh. I thought he was going to do a little stabby stab onto the scout. Outpost comes up at the gold because, of course, SAS does not want to get pushed off there. Not only that, but he is getting the arrow slits in placement. I highly doubt we'll see fortification on there. Villagers are getting pulled over onto the farms. That's a lot of sheep that's there as well for our Japanese player. SAS is just throwing up houses right next to his berries. Gotta min-max it as best as he can. 12 villagers on food, 5 on gold. He's most likely gonna be rallying villagers onto gold until he hits about 8. And then once he does that, he's gonna start rallying all of them over onto food. Ooh, okay. That was actually a little funny right there. That was funny movement. Wait, is that his third? Oh no, that's his second scout. I think he may have made that scout by accident. There's really no point in building a second scout anymore. Dang, that's some distance. And it's still gonna get shot from there. Okay, now it's fine. Early night is out. Charge is gonna go off. Nice little response from... Ooh, that could have actually ended badly for our little villager right there. Remember that the current storehouse did get nerfed. Its capacity, garrison capacity, did get reduced in half from 8 to 4. Knight is going to attempt to do another charge in potentially. Let's see, the reaction time of SAS really good right there, right before the charge is even able to get off. Second TCS coming down over here on the boar and the deer. That's really good. He could have actually baited the boar out a little bit further too. Oh, there's been quite a bit of idle time from our RUS player though. I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. Survival techniques coming through for Avely. SAS is just going to be chilling, going up to... Wait, where's his villagers from? Food. On his farms. I think he pulled them off to put them back on the sheep, because without the daimyo upgrades, it is not efficient whatsoever to get farms. Oh, charge through coming with the horseman as well. Oh, these villagers. That was terrible from the villagers. I really don't like the positioning of that floating gate either. That's way too forward. It could easily get sniped by a couple rams. Like, even if you were to put it right up here, just put it up there. Why in the front? But then again, that's my whole issue. Like, I've just had way too many landmarks and buildings in the front get sniped off. I actually lost a game like that 2 days ago. Yeah, I was putting on heavy pressure onto a RUS when I was in the back macroing. I just started throwing down buildings in the front of my base. It was on Dry Arabia too. And as soon as I started building my infrastructure, he decided to start pushing out too. I couldn't really do much anymore, and then he just started sniping my buildings off, and that was it. And I very rarely ever put my buildings in the front. Every single time I do, I lose. Every single time. Oh, the Shinto priest is gonna get sniped off. Yeah. Oh, poor little Shinto priest. And we do have a mounted samurai out on the field now. It's not going to be able to save the Shinto priest though. Second samurai does come out. At least he was able to get his Yoroshiru down. And now a Shinto priest shrine is coming up as well. I don't like this positioning at all. I don't. That's just some like hardcore kill my stuff kind of positioning. Because now you're going to have your relics in the front. You're going to have your Yoroshiru, or your stable that has a Yoroshiru in it. One of your landmarks. I don't like this. But, you know, SAS is freaking 2000 yellow better than me. Well, not really 2000, but still. It's basically like the difference between a top 200 Conk 3 player. Actually, in SAS's case, I think he's top 50 Conk. Yeah, the difference between a top 50 Conqueror player and a Conqueror 1 player is basically 2,000 point difference, 2,000 MMR difference. A little bit of a stabby stabs going on over here between the scouts, and the mounted samurai's like, do not mess with my homie, I will murder you. You want some of this too, punk? You better run, Mr. Early Knight. You ain't got nothing on me. A little bit of incremental damage. Oh, the switch focus fire onto the scout. Okay, not able to get it though, and the health does tick over. Second Shinto priest hasn't came out yet. It will be popping 3 2 1 now. There it goes. Going over to the blacksmith, or to the forge, in order to start getting that passive 75 gold. Remember, there have been significant nerfs to the Japanese as well. In my opinion, 100% uncalled for. I do not think the Japanese deserved the amount of nerfs that they got, because another one is the is the floating gate. Let me see, do I have enough time to talk about the nerfs buffs? Yeah, there's just nothing really too much happening. Okay, so with the floating gate, it did get nerfed. Instead of spawning with 2 Yodashiru upon age up and a Shinto priest, basically what it does now is it spawns with 1 Shinto priest holding a Yodashiru, and then every 2 minutes it spawns a Shinto priest holding a Yodashiru for a maximum of 4. That's it. So throughout the entirety of the game, you only get 4, unlike how it was previously where you had them indefinitely. A little bit of an attack over here. These early knights will get punked out pretty damn quick right there. Mounted samurai, just way better. Just way better than these early knights. Especially when it's 4 against 2. There's no chance. The RUS have 0 chance in that situation. Both of them are in Castle Age. Veterancy coming through for the early knights. They will become full-fledged knights shortly. So, like I was saying previously, it was indefinitely. It was, you know, pseudo-infinite, I guess you could say. Right? Now, it's 4. That's all you get the entirety of the game. If those 4 buildings survive the entirety of the game, that's all you will get. Now, if the building dies, you will get a Shinto priest that will start coming into production, like this, for instance, right? Wait, 1 2. Oh wait, is he only on? This is barely his 3rd one. 1 2. Yeah, that was barely his 3rd one. Well, he did age up at about 7 minutes. So yeah, the 4th one will be coming up in about 1:30. And he's currently sitting on, SAS is currently sitting on 1 relic checked in. 2nd one is on its way. We have the 1st warrior monk out, going over to the far western side in order to grab that. He should be able to grab the one on the far eastern side too without much contention. 2 relics checked in for SAS. Where's the 3rd one he's gonna grab? This one? He might have to be careful. Actually, yeah, he's definitely gonna have to be careful. That's 4 knights right there. Yeah, those knights are gonna just murder this. The Wololo is gonna be able to deter them for a little bit, but once that runs out, the Shinto priest doesn't have any backup whatsoever. It's also not moving. The mounted samurai is not gonna be able to save his little friend right there. And now, where is the other one? There isn't, but it will, 4th one, a 4th free one anyways, will be coming up in 31 seconds. Wololo coming down. Oh, mounted samurai. Oh, just barely. That mounted samurai just barely escaped that Wololo. He was right at the edge. That was actually very, very scary for SAS. It's not like it was that big. It was a single mounted samurai. But still, like, giving up units to Wololo is never a good idea. And now SAS is sitting on 16 mounted spears, 16 mounted samurais, 2 scouts for some apparent reason. 3 Shinto priests, and an Uma bannerman. We do have 1 mounted samurai over here on the eastern side, just blocking that. The 3rd relic has been picked up by our Japanese player. Avely is sitting on 69 villagers, 19 military, 8 spears, 9 early they're full-fledged knights now, 10 knights, and 2 warrior monks. 5 villagers idle for Avely. Was he going into a second TC, or was he just upgrading? He was going into a second TC. That's okay. And now we're getting a bunch of farms getting dropped for SAS. Currently sitting on a daimyo manor. He does need to get that up to a daimyo palace as soon as he can in order to increase that benefit from 25% to 50% to make these farms a hell of a lot more viable in the long term. Where's he going? Straight to food. Okay, that's not too bad. 19 mounted samurai for SAS. What kind of transition are we looking at right now? Spears and crossbows for Avely. Veterancy. Oh no, that's not veterancy, that's hardness. Oh no, that is veterancy. I don't know why that icon looks so different to me out of nowhere. So for the transition on our RUS side, it's going to be spear, crossbow, which obviously makes sense since he is going against 20 mounted samurai now, 17 spears, 10 knights, and 2 crossbows with 4 in queue. Not entirely sure what that was. That was kind of weird. Let's see. Knights coming over here up on the northeastern side, trying to pick off a couple more villagers, which they will be able to. 1 goes down. 2, 3, 4 potentially. Gets 3. Not bad. A total of 4 kills this game went to Avely, 0 for SAS. 58 villagers for SAS, 79 for Avely. Avely has been sitting on 2 TC way longer though, so it makes sense. Over here for SAS though, he is also sitting on 2 TC. It just hasn't been anywhere near a long enough duration to make a difference. I think he's been sitting on 2 TC for, I want to say about 2.5 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. Let's say 3 minutes. No, yeah, it's been about 2.5, 3 minutes, somewhere around there. Shinto priest getting pushed back by a single spear. Western sacred site has been neutralized and it will be capped over for Avely. A little bit of a fight breaking out right here in the center of the map. This is absolutely terrible though for our Japanese player, because that is a ton of spears and crossbows against mounted samurai, which you do not want to do until you have actually, you don't want to take that fight until you have at least like 20 Ashigiru to poke down those spears as quickly as you possibly can. But instead, SAS is going into spears of his own and samurai. I'm not 100% in favor of this build that he is currently doing. Nice little push up with those spears. Oh, that's potentially going to be a lot of dead villagers. And there's nothing that SAS could really do at the moment. His transition is coming in really slow. The mounted samurai aren't even going to be able to charge in, otherwise they're just going to get skewered instantly by those spears. And then as they're just skewered, oh, those spears are just gonna do so much damage. I'm pretty sure, was he able to split off any units to get into the back? No, he hasn't. I thought I saw some knights get split off into the back of the army, but it doesn't seem like they did. A lot of them did get killed off right there. A lot of the knights did get killed off. Currently sitting on 3, down from, I think he had 12. But look at this huge force for SAS that can't do anything. Like, it legitimately cannot take this fight. It'll get a couple kills, yes, but he's gonna lose the entirety of his military right then and there. The moment he engages, he's gonna get, like, let's call it 6 kills, right? But then he's gonna lose 19 mounted samurai, and he's gonna lose a forge that does have a Yorishiro in it. this is basically an unstoppable force for Avely that's pushing in right now. Yeah, he is going to commit into this, but only because he has to. Like, SAS absolutely has to commit into this fight. He doesn't want to. This isn't a good fight for him at all. That's also terrible positioning for him. Look at his units. The pathing for it is just absolutely, it's just bad. This is not a good fight for him at all. But like I said, he's forced to. Otherwise, these units for Avely are just gonna push into his infrastructure, push into his base, start picking off more and more villagers. At least this right now is buying him a little bit of time. But was it worth it? No, because he called GG. Game goes to Avely, our orange RUS player. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.